My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire 2 Silent Style. Okay, no need to rush. What do we got going on here? I do like a random rare card. I do want to get an early Grand Finale or an early Envenom out of those one of these days so that I can play that run. 3 upgrade to Elite. I get 2 of the upgrades before I actually have to fight, as well as 3 question marks. Not bad. Most of the other lines are pretty bad. Yeah, do it. Storm of Steel to start with. Cool. Makes it a lot easier to just add additional draw to the deck when you know that that draw can translate into additional damage. And, of course, very easy to add sly effects to the deck when you've got a card that really wants to discard them for its own reasons. Ooh, thankfully I do have full defend this turn. And 3 strikes next turn, even if I were weakened, though I'm not, still would have been enough. Outbreak, Infinite Blades, and Deadly Poison. Considering I'm likely to want to make Shivs stronger, should I take Infinite Blades? I'm going to do it. Also, Discard is going to be really good against Soulfish. Gotta keep that in mind. One against the front line, and then I got 12 here. So I can set Toadpole in the front line, 1 from dead next turn. Sick. Defend Infinite Blades, Shiv the front line down. And neutralize. Only 1 damage this turn, and I should be able to roll out the rest of this fight without taking any. That'll do it. Deflect, Cloak and Dagger, Poison Stab. Yeah, I'll take the defend card that keeps me on theme right now. All it takes is a card that says Shivs on it. A card that benefits other Shivs in some way. For this to really pop off. Obviously, accuracy is the one that I have in mind. Okay. So I do have the double strike next turn. Perfect. And then I've got a bunch of free turns here to deal with the Corpse Slug. These early fights have been going really well. Untouchable defends us while we discard it. Happily take that. Upgrade to random or remove. Removal's especially good here. Because those strikes are basically awful for us. They're Shivs that don't synergize with the future Shiv cards we're going to get. I do want additional damage right now, but I also have the upgrade in the next space, since Storm of Steel's upgrade turns them into Shiv pluses, which does get additional damage, right? So at that point, we wouldn't want to play strikes anymore anyway. I don't think Infinite Blades upgrade is that important. I do think because it's innate, that if I upgraded it to become innate and gave it Swift, I would have a lot of access to opening to cards in my opening hand. That's actually really good. Still hit the Storm of Steel upgrade first. I'm leaning clumsy here, yeah. Ooh, vulnerability on turn 1, hell yeah. Let's get that Infinite Blades. So the ideal is that the opening hand now hits Bag of Marbles with Storm of Steel and Infinite Blades makes that hand larger. Yeah, this is pretty much ideal. Okay, so I should take out at least one of the units trying to deal damage this turn. Oh, that's going to take a lot. Two damage taken. Okay, another 1 this turn. We've got a neutralize available next turn, which is important because the front line just buffed. But it only takes 2 damage off the front line, whereas it takes 3 damage off the second line. Actually, let's just full defend out the rest. Yeah. I don't need to worry about that. Incoming is 22 this turn. But as long as I kill the backliner, incoming is 10. Ooh, I don't have the damage here to actually take out that Phantasmal Gardener. Oh, no, I do! Ugh. It takes a lot of attacks, and then taking 7 damage here for us. I'm gonna fish for an attack from the attack potion and try and solve that without doing it. Ugh, yuck. Look, I'll take Flechette because it solves this turn. Grand Finale would have been great if I had 1 less card in that draw pile. Perfect. Gremlin Horn, Dagger Throw, Poison Stab, Leading Strike. I will take 1 Leading Strike. And now I need to really focus on getting defense. Let's upgrade Neutralize for the additional turn of Weaken. Ooh, sick. You know what? I'm gonna Stable Serum, defend Survivor, keep the Storm of Steel, and defend for another turn. Yeah, because I can actually defend this turn as well as attack. Damn. This nor next turn is going to be a really good way to stagger this enemy, so I just have to deal it here. Ugh. So I get 12. 16 on the other side of that. God, I hope I get weakened. It's not weakened. Alright. We did get weakened this turn. I'm still technically alive. And there goes the fight. That sucked. That was really bad. Vajra is a great pickup. Another copy of Untouchable I would love to see as well. But maybe it should be Dagger Spray. No, Untouchable. I just told you I need defense. I spent all of last episode telling you what I need is defense. Yeah, not thrilled about the old draw pile situation right now. Yep. Thank heck for Gremlin Horn here. Without which we would be completely screwed. Noxious Fume's legs. Sweet, thank you. Up that defense. I really wish I had more discard rather than just the Storm of Steel here. I feel like that could help. Storm of Steel full defense, and you're vulnerable, and these shivs do a lot of damage, so yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we killed that turn, which we do. Deflect, Anticipate, Ricochet. I can't keep taking cards that want to be discarded without cards that discard them. I also have not scaled my damage to an appropriate degree here either. How did I do that? I mean, hold up. Where would I have taken, without, retroactively deciding that I take poison in order to start scaling. Where would I have taken the additional damage? I don't know. I really don't know. Oh boy. Maybe I should have paused the shop in for guaranteed option that way. Feels like I should take a 0 cost here. I can anticipate. Has to be rest. There's no way we survive this without it, and I'm not certain we survive it even with it, but hey, the way that we survive it with it certainly does start with a Storm of Steel on turn 1 against the vulnerable Soulfish. Halfway through the enemy's HP, but it is worth noting we're kind of also halfway through our resources. Oh no, that would have been a great defensive turn. Oh, never mind. I did also get a follow-up good defensive turn. I was pretty sure that that meant the next draw was going to be real bad. Oh, hell yeah. Storm Steel discards 2 beckons, so I don't have to play him. That worked out really well. And now I die. Yep. I can play Untouchable and 1 beckon, but then I die to the remainder. I think what I, in retrospect, needed to change, I don't know if it would have changed the complete fight, but like, in retrospect, I think the decision that I make differently is, where were we? One of these was a dagger throw. Yeah, I took leading strike over dagger throw. Dagger throw should have been considered as a slightly defensive option here as well, just because of its ability to get beckons out of my hand, as well as its ability to secondary the untouchables. Not that I had a second untouchable by that point. I think I picked up, yeah, the second untouchable literally the space after. So in retrospect, I think this dagger throw could have changed a lot. Other than that, I do think the deck actually ended up with a good, balance between defense and offense. It just also would have needed a bit more consistency or a spike on that offense. Like, anything that causes the shibs to do more impact consistently, including upgrading the shibs or vulnerability on turn 1, made them really good. Just needed to get more like that. Okay. Stone Humidifier is actually not that scary on this map, specifically because there's a really good path that demands that I fight 3 elites to take it, which means I'm likely to use more of these rests as rests rather than upgrades. But if I also get 5 max HP, at least I'm not losing value. And then the value that I pick up on that line is from the elites' relics. Especially comparing it to the other 2 options, I significantly prefer Stone Humidifier. So if I intend on hunting elites early on, I'm looking for things that accomplish multiple jobs at the same time. So like Dash is really good, 10 damage to the enemy, 10 block to me. Also poison cards are especially good as well. You're not defending next turn, but I'll preempt an attack here. Just in case I would have been able to draw lethal this turn. Okay, yeah. I shouldn't have preempted the attack there. I should have just defended. Footwork. Yes, give me some scaling for my defense. That's real good. Adonis. If I had a rest before the first elite, yes. Because then I can just use that for, like, rogue. What if I dodged an elite and then added this? I also then cut out the shop, giving me the ability to bank money. All right. I mean, that space is asking me, do you want me to solve your damage problem for you, Raps? And I'm looking at it like, why would I take you? I have damage problems, not egg problems. This will be perfect. Click-clack piercing whale and deflect. I'm gonna take the deflect. I really wanted to take an aggressive upgrade of some kind there, though. Sadly, weren't in the cards. Let's take footwork, so I might be able to actually full defend this next turn. Hey, and we can. Very, very easily. Hell yeah, still no damage taken despite all of the trash in this deck. And by trash, I do mean the cards I chose to draft. Hopefully there's not a fight in the question mark ahead of us. Dodge and roll, leading strike, cloak and dagger. Cloak and dagger both. Oh, dodge and roll is... No, but cloak and dagger at least has an offensive side to it. Whereas dodge and roll double dips on our decks. So I do really like that. I also really like it specifically because the ceremonial beast at the end of the floor, before you split it, is just attacking every turn. Yeah, giddy. Ooh, sharp. I think Predator and maybe another deflect. And then we hatch the egg. So it's additional damage and additional draw that we just solved at that time. Oh, that counts as a heal! Right! Oh, I knew this from the subreddit, but Stone Humidifier counts resting in this space as a rest, so it gave us 5 max HP. I wasn't accounting for that at the time. I should have been, though. Deflect, dodge, and roll. Definitely going both out. We can use... Do want to throw out early damage as well. Because I don't have AoE, so I do actually have to be individually targeting people. Let's get this one 6 away from dead. That is the 3rd regular in line. Okay, great. 2 regular in the backline dead. And now we've just got 1 on each turn attacking, which becomes much easier to deal with. Strike and Predator for 2 additional card draw next turn. Ideally, we just draw lethal. Okay, it's fine. As long as I only take 1 damage. Not too mad about that at all. Poison Potion, Backflip, Predator. I don't know if second Predator is the right choice, but I want it. But Backflip is also card draw, and it's card draw that plays with footwork, and it's not... Okay, yeah, click the right card, Raps. I'll throw Poison Potion in this fight. Let's start with Backflip. Okay. Hell yeah. Especially because after footwork, we can regularly full defend these turns. 20 versus 21. That's without weakening the enemy, by the by. Taking like 1 or 2 damage each turn, but comfortably defeating Badonis there. Anticipate versus Sucker Punch versus Reflex. I want Reflex. And I'm likely to include Discard. Yeah, give me the Reflex. Potion Belt, huh? Okay, 2 additional potion slots for us. Let's get the Neutralize upgrade. bird swoop. Flex, flip, strike, and then bird swoop for 21 at the end of all of that. Footwork, dodge and roll, defend next turn. Very unexciting. Take 12 damage and pass 6 block onto the next turn. Okay. Full defend down to 23 on the enemy. Flex. Neutralize would be 4, and then that would be 7, 4, 7, 11. And then by then we've got 30% additional damage. 30% additional damage on Predator is 4 additional damage, I think. 19. So 4, 7, 11, 19. We're short on lethal this turn if I go aggression. So I'll defend, then neutralize, and then drop Predator. You take 5 damage this turn, 2 strikes kills. Survivor discards reflex. And that'll do too. Pair. Flechette, Piercing Whale, Escape Plan's really good here. Pretty much free defense for us. Our damage certainly needs upgrades, so let's get the bird swoop upgrade. I might even take the additional elite here, because the elites certainly aren't costing me that many resources to take. Wait, hang on. Wasn't that my planned line, taking the additional elite at the end? No, right. It was decided at this point how powerful I am. I've been smithing at all of these rest sites because we ended up surprisingly powerful early. Huh. Funny that. And done. Snakebite, Flick, Piercing Whale. Piercing Whale or nothing. I'm happy to take a single copy of that. Let's go for the elite. Sick. Bird swoop, Predator strike. I can't get the enemy to die during this turn, though. I can just footwork, Piercing Whale, strike. Yeah, it's gonna want to be something like that, isn't it? I can full defend this turn without the Piercing Whale, though, so it feels like I should use that. But then I can't kill this cycle is the thing. Like, I have to use a strike to be able to kill this cycle because I've only got 12 damage left in the draw pile. It's not going to matter if I don't draw it, but I do want to prevent that. Okay. Strike, and then I'm going to backflip in anticipation of the cycle. Yeah. Okay, bird swoop's already a kill here. Let's just claim that. And then I'll only cycle the infections here. Yeah, I only need a single defend for comfort's sake. It's easy for me to get 10 damage in the rest of the cycle with multiple different hands, so I'll double strike the Wiggler in second line because I've got 10 additional damage for you easily next turn. Or rather, it's not easier for me to get 8 damage than it is for me to get 10. They're the same difficulty for me. Striking Predator takes out the front line. Third swoop, strike, defend, and then, yeah, perfect. Literally, next time I draw damage, we're all good, and that'll do it. Petrified Toad, as well as the Vulnerable Potion. Hell yeah, the Petrified Toad and Vulnerable Potion combo again. Haze. Without discard set up for it. I don't like that much. Leading Strike, Poison Stab, no thank. you. Can I say no thank you here? Yeah. Yeah, I can. But I'm gonna have to up Predator's damage. Neutralize. Yeah, I'm gonna have to worry about the pop speed here, so I'm gonna actually throw Predator as well on first turn. Like Bird Swoop. Okay, staggered the enemy pretty early here, that's good. Dodge and roll and neutralize the. Neutralize, I think, would have only taken like. Neutralize would have resulted in us blocking less for the next 2 turns. All right. Okay, here, yeah, it saves 6 HP to hit you with the neutralize that turn, and next turn it's saving a lot as well. Don't need to use piercing well just yet. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, I think we're light on damage for this. Survivor can't actually cast Reflex here, so it wouldn't matter if it discarded it anyway. Bird Swoop, neutralize. I mean, yeah, I'd love to drop Predator, but I can't there. I'd have to die. That's an early Birds. Whoa, hold up. Math just went in our favor. 1 attack next turn is lethal. We'll do it. By the skin of our teeth. Thank you, Petrified Toad. Malaise, Adrenaline, Storm of Stall. I don't really need Adrenaline here. I will admit, Storm of Steel is going to see a lot of opening, a lot of hands full of cards, and it's going to discard your Reflex sometimes. I'm incentivized to get additional draw for a bunch of reasons. I'm missing damage in this deck. I'm just telling you all the reasons I'm going to take Storm of Steel before I do. Ooh, Runic Pyramid at the end of your turn. Don't discard a card. Don't discard any card from your hand. Don't discard anything. Oh, but I have all 5 of my strikes and all 5 of my defense left. I could transform all of them. I am also doing some elite hunting. And no, I'm probably going to do some version of this, though. Look at this. Actually, that's a triple elite, triple rest. I'm happy to take the rests as rests because of the Stone Humidifier. My weakest thing is AoE, and it was last floor as well. Tessa Millibeat is better affected by the Festive Popper, though. Yeah, I do think transforming all Strikes in defense is probably the right choice here. I also think I could probably get away with the Black Star. Could I? How does this deck beat Enter? It doesn't. How does this deck beat the Cube? Takes 45 damage. How does this deck beat Desi? It doesn't. So even if I do want to take that line, I need to take power rather than the investment in getting more from that line. I need to take power to take that line. Let's take the Pandora's Box. Hand trick, super upgrades. Double escape plan, ridiculous upgrade. Prepared, Shadow Meld, Pounce, all of this is sick. We weren't even left defenseless. We, in fact, have significantly better defense than we did before. My God. By God! They killed them all! Yeah, that's a lot of cards to draw. Oh, I like drawing cards as a result of playing a normal turn. I'm also just gonna nightmare my bird swoop now. That might be one of the best Pandora's boxes I've ever seen. Nope. Oh, you're gonna have to push uphill against... What would I even remove at the shop, actually? I gotta think about that. I actually can't think of a good card to remove. I'm not gonna go directly... the reason to prioritize the shop here is definitely the removal. No, shop relics. Shop relics matter. I've got enough money for a shop relic that matters. Sick. Okay. I'm going to hand trick Nightmare, and then Reflex plays before Nightmare, so Nightmare hits Deflect there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. I was hoping to hit something better than Deflect, but that's the gamble we take. Attack, thrower, anticipate, deadly poison. No, none of those are better than the average card in this deck. Give me the miniature tent. Half price everything's pretty good. I also think there's no good reason for you to not take the escape plan. I can see how, like, a single ultimate defend would be nice in this deck, but the deck is already definitely more defensive than it's offensive. I feel like I could take Liquid Bronze as... Actually, I'm going to take Liquid Bronze and Explosive Ampule. So, the Liquid Bronze... Oh, wow. I might actually use the Explosive Ampule early. The Liquid Bronze is for the Ento fight that I'm probably going to take if I take 3 Elites, or guaranteed to take if I take 3 Elites. Explosive Ampule for the Desi. Okay, incoming this turn. Still dealing damage. No damage now. Oh, there it is, the bird swoop. I'm just comfortably going to play this one safe. There's no reason for this to deal damage to me. Calculated gamble, and then more bird swoops out of it. I love how that's working with the hand trick as well. I'm actually fully defended here too. Wow. Bird swoop, bird swoop, bird swoop! Upgraded blade dance? No. Not needed. Oh, hell yeah, that works. Ooh, even... Oh, no. I should have put Bird Swoop and Predator in the previous cycle rather than waiting that long. Bounce and turn. Ooh, piercing whale's looking good here. Yeah, we can see where I don't have damage, right? Be nice to have a little. Keep him weak. Oh, it's Predator and Bird Swoop. If I don't have those cards in hand, I'm not doing damage. And unfortunately, I have to over-defend that turn. Good lord! Yeah, I mean, nothing additional to gain out of that turn. Thankfully, the enemy's not damaging me while I'm doing all of this. But how long could that last? Shadow Meld into Backflip. Flex. Cantrick, neutralize. Alright. We're comfy. Predator and Potion Shaped Rock finishes out fights. Regen Potion replaces its position. Do I take a Ricochet for additional damage on defense here? On discard here? I think I do. In terms of upgrades, Prepared needs to draw, discard another. Ooh, Storm of Steel this end, definitely. I'll also regen pot in this fight. Footwork into Escape Plan. Adrenaline. Oof. Okay, Shadow Meld, dodge and roll, and deflect. I take no damage this turn, and I get 12 block next turn. Real good setup there. Yeah. Survivor would defend me even more than it causes the enemy to deal damage that turn, so I can use it. Yeah, Nightmare Bird Swoop is the best way to get additional damage here. I'll hand trick the Nightmare so that Prepared can cast it. Good. Almost full block that turn, but now I've got these triple Bird Swoops available for the next cycle. Weaken you, Bird Swoop, Bird Swoop, Bird Swoop. I'll Shadow Meld before Escape Plan. Hand Trick, Deflect. No damage to me. Got all those Bird Swoops in the second cycle. Hopefully we draw back to some of them soon. Shadow Meld, Escape Plan. Survivor Ricochet does get us some defense again. 6 up, 6 down. That's going to be bad. I'll end the turn and just take 3 damage. Predator and Bird Swoop is not lethal. Unless I throw a potion in. Murder! Hey, that's a good way to just have a consistent amount of damage eventually. Deals 1 additional damage for each card you've drawn this combat. There's a Vajra, 1 additional strength. Anything that can decrease its cost by upgrading is going to be important to do. Stormsteel Ricochet in the first hand. Interesting. Let's escape land. Prepared. I want to drop Predator and then Storm of Steel. Do I hand... I hand trick Storm of Steel, then I count Gamble. Okay. I'll footwork this turn. Okay. I can't force a discard of Nightmare, unfortunately, so I can't hand trick it here. But Bird Swoop would be the best outcome. I'm gonna Nightmare the Bird Swoop. 14, 15, 10. That's enough, right? 25, 39. Yeah, okay, I can take out a single target with this. Let's do that. Easy. Tungsten Rod, whenever you lose HP, lose one less. Leg Sweep is a great defensive pickup here. I don't have enough weakness in this deck, so I will take it despite the fact that I do feel like I'm already over defending, but that's okay. We're also doing decent offense on the right turns. I need Nightmare upgraded so it's easier to play on the right target. Do I go for the additional elite or 2 extra question marks? Because the additional elite is going to specifically be Entomancer. I do have the Liquid Bronze in preparation for that, but my main way of defending in that fight, main way of beating that fight is going to be playing Bird Swoops occasionally and then Murder, as well as the Liquid Bronze on turn 1. I just feel like the events are more likely to make us stupid busted than the fight. Yeah, I'll take a 1 removal. No. No, give me the Enlightens. And then I'll upgrade Enlightens, because they can reduce card costs to 0 for the rest of the fight. Sorry, to 1 for the rest of the fight. There we go. Reduce the cost of all cards in your hand to 1 this combat. And I've got a lot of draw, so that'll hit some good cards. Yeah, like it's already hit Pounce and Leg Sweep. And Murder. Boy. And Nightmare. Alright, this is stupid now. Yeah, I'm gonna Nightmare Murder. Do I get 1 costs? Do I get 1 cost versions of Murder because I Nightmared it when it was -1? Yeah, because that's a set to -1. That's not a temporary. Yeah. Yeah. And Lineman just lets me play out his whole hand, sure. Okay, happy to get the Predator at the end of that turn for additional draw next turn. That next turn now being this turn. I'm reasonably well escaped. Let's start dropping bombs, please. There we go. With each murder doing 50 damage, it's pretty difficult to ignore that that's probably the right thing to start doing. Although, yeah, I should make sure I continue escaping, because I've got to get back to another murder after all of this. Perfect. That'll do it. I don't think another murder is what I need, but Serpent Form certainly could be. With the Enlightenment in the deck, that's not that hard to play. Oh, choose 3 cards, Enchantment with Swift, or Brilliant Scarf. Brilliant Scarf. I will always be up. Delicate Fronds, though! Delicate Frond would refill 4 potions for every fight. Goddamn. All of these are good. Beautiful Bracelet is really good because if I put it on something like Bird Swoop, like, God, my opening draw never has to stop. Bird Swoop, Neutralize, and Deflect would probably get that. Alright, let's think about this. I think I'm less likely to be helped by potions for the boss fight. Take that line so I can get rid of these foul potions from hand. Because of how many 0 costs I have in the double enlightenment, I do think the additional draw is probably the most impactful thing here. So it's 0 costs that don't also draw cards that I want to hit with this. Bird Swoop is the highest priority because I'm also likely to want to dupe Bird Swoop with the Nightmare. I could also see Shadow Meld being a good choice here because Shadow Meld is going to be upgraded and become 0 cost. In fact, I will do that as well. And then the other one will be Neutralized. Oh, I should have discarded that. Oh, I was about to say I should have discarded that murder, and then it turns out that murder is enough to kill one of the enemies right now if I want. I'll take the kill right now if I wanted. Speed Pot, Dagger Spray, Backflip, Blade Dance, nope. This could matter. Ricochet gets real good damage because it already hits 5 times. Alternatives would be additional block on dodge and roll, but certainly offense is what we're lacking out of the 2. Or getting draw when I play my footwork, which I'm certainly not against. God, I love drawing cards. Nice to have some energy with those cards. Oh, man, that'd be nice. I simply can't stop drawing cards. I'm trying to stop. Oh, I've been trying to stop all day. Else? Notice 24, 15. Okay, great. That's enough to kill the frontliner and set up Nightmare to have its cost reduced. There it is. Nightmare, the Serpent Form, like Piercing Wail, preventing the enemy from doing... No doing for you. And triple serpent form is right there if I want it. Pinpoint prepared. I'm not against another prepared. I do feel slightly light on discard access here. I really wish it were upgraded, but beggars chooses, etc. You can have this foul potion, and that foul potion, and this foul potion. Just got in hand to play. It is free to play this combat. Yeah, pretty good for just forcing the serpent form out onto the board if I want it. Removal, less interested in that. Calculated gamble, very interested in that. Also take bronze scales for damage, and stonecracker, touch of insanity. Is there a shop? Yeah, there is another shop later on this path. Great, I will save the rest of our value until the shop. Corruption. On murder? I could get 50% more damage on murder. Only seems appropriate, frankly. Perfect. Enlightenment. I'm gonna hit that nightmare on serpent form, then serpent form. Neutralize, draw a bunch of cards. Escape plan. Bird swoop, draw a bunch of cards. Enlightenment. Deflect. Cool. Let's Predator for additional card draw next turn. And then Storm of Steel so I can play a bunch of cards. Alright. Are the enemies gonna survive me playing my Storm? Playing... Oh, no. Playing out my final Serpent form killed the enemy there. I will take an Acrobatics, happily. And now the deck is very much done. Shadow Mill needs to be 0 cost. It needed to be 0 cost yesterday. Wow. Dolly's Mirror definitely wants to dupe Bird Swoop, I think. Dupe the Swoop. We've also got 14 block on turn 2. Absolutely have to take that. Is it dupe the Swoop or is it dupe neutralize? I don't have much other no, I have some other weaken access and I cycle deck a lot. It's Bird Swoop. Final thing here would be filling out... Ooh, Gambler's Brew is really good for us. And I'll take a Bottled Potential as well. All right. Let's get the Prepared upgraded, because it's real tough to play without it. Yeah, I got to count gamble this hand. I can't really do too much with it. Oh boy. Let's throw Pounce, and then I'll Acro down to Reflex that I also can't utilize entirely. I've got too much draw! No! What a bad thing! What do I even do? Play cards? Oh, double Bird Swoop at the bottom of the deck. I was wondering where they were. Knew they had to be somewhere. So that. Great. Let's just cow gamble that whole hand. See a whole new hand. Beautiful. Enlightenment, 1 cost that Serpent form finally. I also could have hit the Predator if I'd focused. Oh, it's turn 2! Right, because I got 14 block. Nightmare Serpent. Serpent, escape. Bird Swoop. I'm just gonna do 12 additional damage every time I play a card, please. kill you with all my 0 costs. Speed pot versus additional reflex. Yeah, refill is good. I'll take the additional elite because I really feel cocky. Wow, that enlightenment. I mean, I'll play that enlightenment and then count gamble past. Do I want to count gamble past? Yeah, no, I got a bunch of 0 costs. Okay. Good, we got all the way down to bird swoop. Deflect, escape. Prepared. Through a couple of cards. Keep on keeping on. Okay, so I could pounce Nightmare this turn if I really wanted. I'll pounce Nightmare the count gamble and then just count gamble anyway. Oh, it's turn 2 because of the 14, right? I can tell. Cycle that whole hand. Cool. Cycle a whole nother hand. Perfect. Red Mask. Weakness on turn 1 to all enemies. And 88 HP. Let's go. I like the idea of making murder 0 cost already. Of course, if I get a way to duplicate it here, that becomes significantly better. I say, right as I draw the ability to duplicate it. Thank you, game. Thank you. Thank you, game. Yep. Mm-hmm. But what? Let's use the upgraded Predator there for leg sweep. I'll hand trick a backflip and then cycle that whole hand. Murder for 59. Oh, more bird soups, you say? And I'll leave that neutralize. I'd rather that neutralize get useful draw rather than no weakness and no useful draw. Okay, murders reach 80. That means we have 240 damage before drawing this turn. Nice. Enlightenment before Serpent Form. Let's go. And boom, finish him off with the murder. That worked out real well. This one, there's no reason not to immediately pop the liquid bronze. I'll empty the hand a little before acrobatics. Right. Oh, disgusting if I could get the... Oof. That and... Pounce? No, Pounce costs Nightmare here. If I can get Enlightenment in hand, this is stupid. Couldn't get an Enlightenment in hand. It's still pretty good. Hold up. That could be our Enlightenment in hand. I've got one last draw. Which drew a draw. Just drew another draw. That's the enlightenment. Boom. Then it's Pounce casts Nightmare on Serpent Form out. Neutralize the frontliner. I don't need to play that additional enlightenment this turn. But getting rid of it is probably better than playing it. Not playing it, rather. Alright! Serpent Form. Deflect, prepared, throw a couple cards. See where that gets us. Now every time I play a card, I'm going to deal 24 damage to all enemies. That sounds fair to me, doesn't it? Yeah, certainly seems fair to me. Look at all that. 45 incoming damage this turn. Let's focus on leg sweep weakness. Real good. I can pounce to cast that leg sweep. And then the enemy will die. I got a bunch of potions that I could have taken to the next world. Where did you come from? What are you after? My answer is simply more blades. Yeah, I think this is like the first deck in a while where I've actually accounted for defense proactively enough. And true to form, I really felt like the deck didn't have enough damage. But it was able to create that damage via using Nightmare and Serpent Form a lot of the time, as well as Nightmare and Murder, Nightmare and Bird Swoop. You don't need that many outs, I think, is what this run is teaching me. Right? You really don't need as many outs as I try and design for damage-wise, and you need many more than I am, recently at least, designing for defense-wise. Also, that run was absolutely blessed. Just ridiculous mode the entire time. Want to run in under 50 minutes? Did I? For the moment, my name, it's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire 2, top left. This is a series playlist for all of my content at the game, past, present, future, YouTube recommendations, and down below streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out of all the thank you and a special thanks this episode to Lotta. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.